Jungkook couldn't hold back his tears. Taehyung's answer after their emotional hug leaves ARMY speechless. What if one simple hug could reveal emotions that words had failed to explain for years? What if the tears in Jungkook's eyes were not simply tears of happiness, but the result of everything he had been carrying silently? And what exactly did Taehyung say after pulling Jungkook into that emotional embrace that left fans imagining an entirely different story behind the moment? Before we go any further, tell us what you think. If you believe Jungkook and Taehyung share one of the most touching friendships in BTS, leave a comment below. What do you think Jungkook was feeling in that moment? Was it relief, gratitude, exhaustion, or something much deeper emotionally? And if you enjoy emotional BTS stories like this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because the final detail of this story may completely change the way you see the moment. There are some moments that happen under bright stage lights, surrounded by thousands of people, cameras, music, and screaming fans. And then there are moments that feel strangely quiet even when the entire world is watching. This story belongs to the second kind. The imagined scene begins after an exhausting performance, when the adrenaline of the stage has finally started to disappear. The lights are fading. The noise from the audience is becoming distant. The members are slowly moving backstage, still breathing heavily after giving everything they had to the performance. Jungkook appears exhausted. Not the ordinary kind of tiredness that comes after dancing and singing for hours, but the kind of exhaustion that seems to reach much deeper. His expression is unusually quiet. His eyes appear heavy. He is surrounded by people, yet for a brief moment, he seems completely alone inside his own thoughts. Then Taehyung notices him. There is no dramatic announcement. No music suddenly playing in the background. No explanation. Just Taehyung walking toward Jungkook. And then comes the hug. At first, it seems like an ordinary embrace between two members who have spent years sharing stages, rehearsals, difficult schedules, laughter, pressure, and unforgettable memories. But something about Jungkook's reaction makes the moment feel different. He does not immediately let go. Instead, he remains there. For several seconds, Jungkook simply stays in Taehyung's arms. And then his expression changes. His eyes become wet. His lips tremble slightly. He tries to look away, almost as if he is attempting to hide what is happening. But he cannot. The tears come. Jungkook cries. And suddenly, the question becomes unavoidable. Why? What happened in those few seconds between the hug and the tears? Was Jungkook simply overwhelmed by the emotion of returning to the stage with his members? Was it the pressure of years spent under the public spotlight? Was it exhaustion? Or was Taehyung's embrace reminding him of something much more personal? The answer, at least in this fictional retelling, is not revealed immediately. That is what makes the moment so emotional. Taehyung does not rush to explain anything. He simply stays beside Jungkook. The younger member tries to wipe away his tears. Taehyung notices. Instead of teasing him, he quietly asks whether he is okay. Jungkook nods. But his eyes tell a different story. Sometimes a person can say, "I'm fine," while everything inside them is saying the opposite. And perhaps Taehyung understood that better than anyone in that moment. For years, fans have watched the members of BTS grow from young trainees into global stars. They have witnessed their performances, interviews, live streams, concerts, jokes, disagreements, celebrations, and emotional speeches. But behind all those public moments is something audiences can never completely see: the private weight of being watched by millions of people. That pressure can become overwhelming. Every expression can be analyzed. Every interaction can become a headline. Every smile can become a theory. Every silence can become a rumor. And every emotional moment can suddenly belong to the public. That is why this fictional story focuses on something much simpler. Two friends. One hug. And a moment when one of them finally stops pretending that everything is okay. Jungkook looks at Taehyung. For a moment, neither of them speaks. Then Taehyung says something that changes the emotional atmosphere completely. "You don't have to be strong all the time." Those words are simple. But for Jungkook, they feel enormous. He lowers his head. The tears become harder to control. Taehyung continues quietly, telling him that being tired does not make him weak. Crying does not make him weak. Feeling overwhelmed does not make him weak. And Jungkook finally allows himself to breathe. That is the hidden emotional twist of the story. The hug was never about creating a dramatic moment for cameras. It was about comfort. It was about reminding someone that they did not have to carry everything alone. For fans who have followed BTS for years, this kind of emotional friendship can feel especially meaningful. The members have repeatedly spoken publicly about supporting one another and about how important their bond is to their journey as a group. Still, it is important to separate emotional storytelling from confirmed reality. The specific crying scene, dialogue, and circumstances described in this narrative are fictionalized for entertainment, and should not be treated as a verified report of a real private conversation between Jungkook and Taehyung. That distinction matters because BTS members are real people, and their private emotions belong to them. But fictional stories can still explore universal emotions. And this one asks an important question. How many times do people smile in public while secretly struggling inside? Jungkook's imagined tears become a symbol of that question. Behind the superstar is a person. Behind the performer is someone who can become tired. Behind the confident smile is someone who may sometimes need reassurance. And behind the massive global phenomenon known as BTS are 7 human beings who have experienced an extraordinary journey together. In the story, Taehyung understands this. He does not ask Jungkook to explain everything. He does not demand an answer. He simply remains beside him. That may be the most powerful part. Sometimes friendship is not about finding the perfect words. Sometimes it is about staying. The backstage hallway is almost empty now. The noise has disappeared. Jungkook takes a deep breath. Taehyung gives him a small smile. Jungkook laughs through his tears. For a second, the sadness disappears. And that tiny smile becomes more powerful than the tears. Because it suggests that Jungkook is beginning to feel safe again. Then Taehyung says another sentence. "Whatever happens, you're not alone." Jungkook looks at him. There is a long pause. And then Jungkook nods. No dramatic speech follows. No grand revelation. Just another hug. This time, Jungkook is the one who holds on first. That detail changes everything. Because the first hug may have been Taehyung offering comfort. The second hug is Jungkook accepting it. And perhaps that is why the fictional moment becomes so emotional. It is not about romance. It is not about rumors. It is not about proving a fan theory. It is simply about friendship, trust, vulnerability, and the human need to know that someone is standing beside you when the world feels too heavy. For ARMY, moments like this can naturally inspire strong emotional reactions. Some fans may see the scene as a beautiful example of the bond between 2 longtime friends. Others may interpret it through their own personal understanding of BTS. Some may wonder whether the imagined words contain a deeper meaning. But perhaps the simplest interpretation is also the most meaningful. Sometimes friends become family because they have seen each other through difficult seasons. They have watched each other grow. They remember versions of one another that the public never knew. They know the person behind the celebrity image. And that kind of history cannot easily be explained in a single photograph or short video. The fictional scene continues later that evening. Jungkook is sitting quietly, holding a bottle of water. His eyes are still slightly red. Taehyung walks past him and stops. "You feeling better?" Jungkook smiles. "A little." Taehyung nods. "That's enough for today." Jungkook laughs softly. And suddenly the tension breaks. The two begin joking again. It is almost as if nothing happened. But something did happen. Jungkook allowed himself to be vulnerable. And Taehyung allowed him to be vulnerable without judgment. That is the real emotional heart of the story. Not the tears. Not the hug. But the safety created between them. There is something powerful about having someone who does not require you to explain your pain before offering comfort. In a world where celebrities are constantly expected to perform happiness, genuine emotional support can become priceless. And perhaps that is why fans are so drawn to stories involving the BTS members supporting each other. Their journey has always been about more than music. For millions of people, BTS represents friendship, perseverance, growth, and the idea that people can survive difficult periods by leaning on one another. The imagined conversation between Jungkook and Taehyung therefore becomes larger than the two individuals. It becomes a message. You can be tired. You can cry. You can feel lost. And you can still continue. The next morning, Jungkook wakes up feeling different. Nothing about his career has magically changed. The schedule remains busy. The cameras remain everywhere. The expectations remain enormous. But something inside him feels lighter. Perhaps because he finally allowed himself to stop pretending. He remembers Taehyung's words. You don't have to be strong all the time. And for the first time in a long time, Jungkook smiles before getting out of bed. The fictional story could end there. But then comes the unexpected twist. Later that day, Taehyung receives a message from Jungkook. It is only one sentence. Thank you for staying. Taehyung looks at the message. He smiles. Then he replies, always. That single word becomes the emotional conclusion. Not because it proves anything about their private lives. Not because it confirms a rumor. But because it represents something universal. Real friendship often does not need a long explanation. Sometimes one person simply needs to know that someone else will stay. And perhaps that is the reason the imagined hug becomes so powerful. It reminds us that even the strongest people sometimes need support. Jungkook may be a global superstar. Taehyung may be one of the most recognizable artists in the world. But in that fictional backstage moment, they are simply two friends trying to make sure the other person is okay. That is the story. And that is also the biggest surprise. The tears were not necessarily the saddest part. The most emotional part was what came after them. A smile. A quiet conversation. And the realization that Jungkook did not have to face that moment alone. For ARMY watching from the outside, it can be tempting to search for hidden meanings in every interaction between BTS members. Fans naturally become curious when they see hugs, smiles, glances, jokes, or emotional moments. But the safest and fairest way to approach these moments is to appreciate the friendship without turning speculation into fact. The real lives of BTS members belong to them. Their friendships belong to them. Their private conversations belong to them. And their emotions cannot be completely understood from a camera lens. What fans can appreciate is the public bond they have chosen to share. That bond has survived years of pressure, enormous success, changing circumstances, individual careers, and periods of separation. The fact that they continue to support one another publicly is meaningful enough without needing to invent private explanations. Still, storytelling allows us to imagine what might happen behind the scenes. And in this fictional version, Taehyung's response is not complicated. He does not try to solve Jungkook's problems. He does not tell him what he should feel. He simply gives him permission to feel. That may be the greatest form of comfort. Imagine being surrounded by thousands of people who know your name, but still feeling lonely. Imagine millions of eyes watching your performances while nobody knows how exhausted you are. Imagine being expected to smile even when your heart is heavy. Then imagine someone walking toward you and saying, "You don't have to pretend with me." That is the sentence that would break almost anyone. And in this fictional story, it breaks Jungkook. Not because it hurts him, because it gives him permission to stop hiding. His tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a release. A moment of emotional honesty. And Taehyung's hug becomes a quiet reminder that strength does not always mean standing alone. Sometimes strength means admitting that you need someone. The story also reflects something that many fans understand personally. Everyone has moments when they appear fine but are not. Everyone has moments when a simple hug means more than 1,000 words. Everyone has someone whose presence makes difficult days slightly easier. For some people, that person is a family member. For others, it is a friend. And for others, it may be someone who simply knows how to listen. That is why the fictional Jungkook-Taehyung moment feels relatable even beyond BTS. The celebrities may be extraordinary. The emotion is not. It is human. And that is perhaps why the imagined scene has such a powerful ending. Jungkook finally stops crying. Taehyung smiles. They walk back toward the others. The world outside continues moving. Fans are waiting. Schedules continue. The lights will turn on again. The music will start again. And Jungkook will return to the stage. But for one quiet moment, there was no stage. No spotlight. No expectations. Just friendship. Just comfort. Just two people reminding each other that they do not have to carry everything alone. So what was Taehyung's answer after the hug? In this fictional story, it was not a secret confession or shocking revelation. It was something much simpler. You're not alone. And perhaps that is why Jungkook cried. Because sometimes the words we need most are the ones we have been waiting to hear for a very long time. The imagined moment ends with Jungkook smiling through the last of his tears. Taehyung gives him one final pat on the shoulder. Jungkook looks at him and quietly says thank you. Taehyung responds with a smile. Then they walk away together. No explanation is necessary. The cameras may eventually stop recording. The headlines may eventually disappear. The internet may move on to another story. But the emotional message remains. You can be strong and still cry. You can be successful and still feel exhausted. You can be surrounded by millions and still need one person beside you. And sometimes, one hug is enough to remind you that you are not alone. That is why this fictional story of Jungkook's tears and Taehyung's response is ultimately not about proving a rumor or revealing a hidden relationship. It is about friendship. It is about emotional support. It is about two people who have shared an extraordinary journey and the simple human comfort of knowing someone is there. So now the question goes to you. If you were standing there when Jungkook finally broke down, what would you have said to him? And if you could describe Taehyung's response in just 3 words, what would they be? Was the hug enough? Was the silence more powerful than any speech? Or do you think the most emotional part was Jungkook finally allowing himself to cry? Tell us in the comments. If this story touched your heart, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts with other ARMY. Because sometimes the most unforgettable moments are not the moments when someone stands under the brightest light. They are the moments when someone finally feels safe enough to let the tears fall. And perhaps, in the end, that was what Jungkook needed most. Not another performance. Not another explanation. Not another headline. Just someone standing beside him and quietly saying, "You're not alone."